Nationwide, 50 to 70 million people suffer from sleep loss and/or a sleep disorder. What most people don't realize is that with the lack of sleep comes a lot of health risk problems, like diabetes, obesity, and heart disease, just to name a few. We interviewed a couple people on how much they worked, how much sleep they got on average, how much sleep they wish they got, and how they felt after getting more sleep.
Hi, my name is Lachlan. I'm a student at UNLV. I work about 20 hours a week, and let's see, on average, I get usually about 6 to 8 hours, and on study week, I usually get 3 to 4. How much sleep do I want to get? 23. Just kidding. 16. And then how do I feel when I do get more sleep? I feel really lazy.
My name is Nadine and I'm a college student. I get 7 hours of sleep on average a night. And during study week, I think I also get at least 7 hours. I would like 10 hours of sleep each night. And yeah. And if I get more sleep, I think I'll feel happy.
My name is Paul, and I'm a college student here at UNLV. And I usually work 10 hours a week. On average, I sleep only 6 hours a day, and I would like to get around 8 or 9 hours of sleep. And when I do get more sleep, I feel more rejuvenated throughout the day.
Hi, my name is Machias Gedahan. I'm a sales associate at Marshalls. I work 25 to 30 hours a week. On average, I get about 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night. I would prefer to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep. And when I usually do get more sleep, I feel fantastic.
My name is Sasha Villa and I play for the University of Jamestown and I play soccer.
Okay, perfect. And how many hours this week do you think you get of sleep while you are in your soccer schedule?
It's depending on where we are. If we're out of state and we have an away game and I get back at like 4 in the morning, I usually have to wake up at 7 for class and you're expected to go. But if it's normal, I usually get about 5 or 6.
Okay, do you feel like 5 or 6 hours is considered enough sleep?
Probably not. I usually think 8 is enough for me.
Okay, and in a perfect world, you would think about 8 is good?
Yes.
Okay, and when you do get enough sleep, do you feel like you wake up more tired, or do you feel like you wake up more energized and ready to go?
When I sleep in, I feel more lazy and tired than when I get hardly enough and I have to be more alert and start the day.
As you can see, sleep varies from person to person. The National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute actually created a chart to see how much sleep each person should get, ranging from newborns to adults. We also interviewed Dr. Nancy Menzel, who is a registered nurse and an associate professor.
Professor Menzel, how important do you believe sleep is to an individual's health?
It's key to an individual's health. We have to get enough sleep every night or we get bad effects physically and mentally. People who are sleep deprived after a while become psychotic and they hallucinate. People who don't get enough sleep develop chronic diseases such as diabetes. Let's see, what were some of the others? Obesity. Sleep is really linked to a lot of things in health, and it's important we get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night.
Okay. How does not getting enough sleep affect the health of workers, students, and the general population?
Well, it has a bad effect on workers if they're working shifts, because they will often start at 7 in the morning, which means they get up about 5, and they may work a 12-hour shift, meaning that they don't get out until 7:30 or so, and then they have to travel home and try to sleep and get up and do it the next day. So long shifts deprive people of sleep time, and it also disrupts the circadian rhythms. Now, students are another group that they're in class all day and then they study in the evening. So they rob their hours of sleep to study. And it's even made worse for students who also work while they're going to school, because then they often have shift work. So they build up quite a sleep deficit.
Okay. What are some of the symptoms that indicate that someone is not getting enough sleep?
Well, if you fall asleep in class, or as a passenger in a car, or sitting on the couch watching TV, or waiting in the doctor's office, or someplace where you're expected to be awake, that's one indication you've not had enough sleep. And the Epworth Sleepiness Scale is something that a sleep specialist will administer to a person to see if they're getting enough sleep. It's one way of trying to diagnose for sleep apnea. Have you heard of sleep apnea? And so people who with sleep apnea, they wake up sometimes 100 or 200 times a night because they stop breathing, and so they don't ever get sleep at the right REM stage, and then they fall asleep. So it's one way of diagnosing many sleep disorders.
Okay, perfect. And do you have any sleep tips for us?
The experts recommend that your bedroom be very cool. And so 66, 64, there's been recent studies about that. Is, you know, the cooler the bedroom, the better. And if you have to put extra blankets or clothing on, that's okay. But cooling promotes sleep. Also, not using screens right before bedtime, so no TV, no computer, no iPhone, because that excites the brain and you can't get to sleep. And also going to bed about the same time every night and getting up the same time every day. Most people will shift on the weekends. They'll go to bed very late and then they'll try to sleep late in the morning. Then when they try to switch back to Monday, they're already shifted and they can't go to bed early enough, and so they will start out Monday morning sleep deprived. So get up early on the weekends as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
So what did we take from this video? Sleep is a lot more important than most people think. We learned from Dr. Menzel that sleep is important to leading a healthy lifestyle. She also gave us some tips on how we can improve our sleep. All in all, sleep is key to living a worthwhile life.